All right, so today we're diving into pretty serious news about Pope Francis and
Yeah.
using some articles from Reuters and the Associated Press to kind of see what we can learn about this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that Pope Francis is currently hospitalized in Rome?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's at the Gemelli Hospital battling double pneumonia.
And this is after he was experiencing some breathing difficulties?
Yeah, they started on February 14th.
It must be pretty serious if they're releasing daily updates.
Yeah, and it sounds like it is.
They even mentioned that he's needed high-flow oxygen.
And blood transfusions?
It makes you wonder how this is all connected to his previous health issues, you know?
Well, he did have part of his lung removed when he was 21.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
So that's definitely going to make him more vulnerable to any kind of respiratory problems.
Absolutely. It was pleurisy that caused him to have that surgery back then.
And there have been other hospitalizations too.
Like the one from bronchitis and heart.
Right, exactly.
It's pretty amazing, though, that even now he's requesting transparency about his health.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
And it's led to all sorts of speculation and analysis with the Vatican trying to be as upfront as possible.
You could just imagine the crowds of people gathered outside the hospital,
I bet.
hoping and praying for his recovery.
I read that they're even lighting candles at the statue of Pope John Paul II just outside.
Really? Wow.
It's quite a scene, I imagine.
One of the articles mentioned how Pope Francis has been particularly struck by the letters and drawings he's received from children.
Oh, wow.
It just shows you the kind of impact he has, even on the youngest generation.
It's really heartwarming to hear that.
And it's not just his health that we're talking about here.
Right.
He's also sending out some powerful messages to the world.
Even from his hospital bed?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
It really shows you where his priorities lie.
Exactly, like what's really important to him.
Peace and dialogue seem to be at the top of his list.
Definitely, and the timing of all this is pretty significant too.
How sad.
Well, we're approaching the third anniversary of the war in Ukraine,
Oh, wow. That's right.
and he's been very vocal about calling for peace in that region.
Hasn't he always been a big proponent of peace?
Yeah, he's consistently advocated for dialogue and understanding as a way to resolve conflict.
So it's no surprise that he's urging for peace in other conflict zones, too.
Like Palestine, Israel, the Middle East, Myanmar, Kivu, Sudan.
It's a long list.
It is, and it just underscores his commitment to those who are suffering no matter where they are.
It's a reminder that we're all interconnected in some way.
I was thinking about how he wasn't able to deliver the traditional Angelus prayer in person for the second Sunday in a row.
Oh, that's significant.
It really shows you how his illness is impacting his ability to carry out his duties.
For those who might not know, the Angelus is a traditional Catholic prayer focusing on peace and reflection.
So it's a pretty big deal that he's unable to do that right now.
Absolutely.
You know, despite everything going on,
Yeah.
Pope Francis had a message for everyone listening.
What was...
He said, "I entrust you all to the intercession of Mary, and I ask you to pray for me."
Wow, that's powerful.
It really is. It's a reminder that even in the face of adversity, he's still holding on to hope.
And asking for our support.
Exactly. And that's something we can all do no matter what our beliefs are.
It's a simple but profound request.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is a powerful message.
It's almost like his own struggles have given him this unique perspective,
You think so?
this ability to see beyond all the noise and just focus on what really matters.
Yeah, like he's able to cut through all the distractions.
Exactly.
And hone in on the essential.
And it's not just a call for peace either. It's a call for dialogue.
Right, he's not just saying stop fighting.
Right.
It's more like talk to each other.
Yeah, try to understand each other, find some common ground.
It's a much more nuanced approach.
It's a really important distinction, I think,
Definitely.
because true peace can't exist without understanding and communication.
I agree.
It's just something that's so easily forgotten,
Especially in the heat of the moment.
right? When emotions are running high.
It's so easy to demonize the other side.
See them as the enemy,
But Pope Francis is urging us to look beyond those labels.
to see the humanity in everyone.
It's a tough ask, though.
It is.
Especially in today's world.
It feels like everything is so polarized right now.
Yeah, it's hard to see how a message of peace and dialogue can really cut through all that noise.
I mean, can it?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
But I think that's also why his message is so important.
Why is that?
Because it's a reminder that peace is possible.
Even in the darkest of times.
Yeah, even when things seem hopeless.
Like a beacon of hope.
Shining through all the negativity.
And his words carry so much weight
I think so, too.
because they're coming from someone who's literally fighting for his life.
Right, it's not just empty rhetoric.
A lived experience.
He's speaking from a place of deep understanding and empathy.
It's like he's saying, look, I might not have much time left, but even in this moment, I believe in peace.
I believe in dialogue.
I believe in humanity.
And that's a powerful message no matter what you believe.
It really is.
It transcends religious boundaries,
Political ideologies.
national borders.
It's a message that speaks to the very core of what it means to be human.
It makes you think,
What
would the world look like if more leaders embraced this kind of approach?
Yeah, if they put aside their differences and focused on finding solutions that benefit everyone.
It's a question worth pondering.
It is.
What if we all took a page from Pope Francis's book?
and approached our own challenges with that same spirit of peace and dialogue.
It's a challenging idea,
It is.
but it's also incredibly hopeful
It suggests that change is possible,
that a better world is within reach.
and it starts with each of us,
With our own choices,
our words.
our actions.
So as you're listening to this, we want you to consider something.
What's that?
How does Pope Francis's message resonate with you?
Yeah, what does peace mean to you?
And how can you bring more of it into your own life?
And into the world around you?
These are two questions,
They are.
but they're worth asking,
They really are.
because the answers might surprise you,
They might even inspire you to take action.
to make a difference in your own small corner of the world.
You know, it's pretty incredible to think that even while dealing with all this, Pope Francis still took the time to share a written message.
Yeah, and not just any message either.
Right.
It included a personal plea asking for prayers
Really?
for himself.
Wow.
He actually said, I entrust you all to the intercession of Mary, and I ask you to pray for me.
It's humbling, isn't it?
It
To
is.
see that kind of vulnerability from someone in his position.
It really humanizes him,
Totally.
Reminds us that even those in positions of authority
Mm-hmm.
are still human beings.
Dealing with their own fears and uncertainties.
Exactly.
And, I think it also speaks to that core element of his message,
Which
this
is-
idea of interconnectedness.
That we're all in this together.
Yeah, facing our own challenges but united by our shared humanity.
It's like he's acknowledging that even as Pope, he needs the support of others,
He needs our prayers,
our well wishes,
our compassion,
and in doing so, he's reminding us that we all need each other.
that even small acts of kindness and support can make a difference.
This whole deep dive has really been eye-opening for me.
How so?
It's made me realize the power of a single voice.
To inspire hope and change,
I mean, look at the impact Pope Francis is having.
even from his hospital bed.
It's remarkable.
His resilience is pretty amazing.
It is,
But it also shows how important it is to speak up for what you believe in,
even when it's hard.
even when you're going through your own struggles.
I mean, if someone battling double pneumonia can find the strength to advocate for peace,
Mm-hmm.
imagine what we can accomplish when we put our minds to it.
It all comes back to that central theme, doesn't it?
Peace.
Peace within ourselves.
Peace in our communities.
And peace on a global scale.
As we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with a final thought.
What's that?
What resonated most with you about Pope Francis's messages?
And how can you apply those principles?
Of peace.
Dialogue.
And compassion.
It's something to think about.
And for even deeper insights into global events and how they connect to us all,
Be sure to subscribe to The Global Take.
the podcast that brings you a world of understanding.